Hello, this is Kim again for week 10 now of Economics Financial Markets. So with 3 weeks to go, we just have a number of topics still to cover. So what I'm going to do this week is I'm going to do some recorded videos on options and futures. So I'm going to make a number of videos basically focused on a few different aspects of those parts of the derivatives world. And the reason I'm just going to do that this week is because we have 3 guest speakers coming this week. First up on Wednesday, we have Anthony Soud, and Anthony's going to talk to us from Canada, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about the world of algos, fintech, big data, AI, all that type of thing that you probably have heard about. But Anthony works in this space, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what he does. And to help us with that, he's going to walk through some examples of his work and how big data and AI are used in finance. And the reason we just wanted to bring somebody in from that area is, again, that is I suppose, an emerging area of financial services that a lot of you, I expect, will either work in or at least have exposure to over the coming years. Another guest speaker we have coming on Friday is Shane Farrell from BCP, and Shane works there as an investment consultant, specifically on areas of alternative financing, including film finance. So he's going to talk to us a little bit about that and why, for example, investing in film finance could be seen as, I suppose, a move towards a diversified portfolio because of its negative correlation with, say, equity markets. Shane is also going to tell us a little bit about the CFP qualification. So Shane graduated relatively few years ago in the context of say other people we've had. So he's a relatively young professional in financial services. So he's just qualified on the CFP track, and it's worth, I suppose, mentioning a little bit about CFP in terms of, again, as being one of the global qualifications in financial services that some of you might end up going into. And then finally, and I suppose the event that is the highlight of the week, is the visit of the Minister for Finance, Paschal Donohoe TD, on Thursday. So he's going to take the slot that we normally have on a Thursday at 2. And obviously, while we're not going to be talking specifically about financial markets, we're going to talk more generally about Ireland as it recovers from the pandemic, but also the future of the Irish economy. But I will talk a little bit about financial services and maybe the role that they will play in the future in the Irish recovery. So again, if some of you have questions for the Minister, the way this will work will be as a webinar where you can attend and view and ask questions, essentially, which will be moderated by myself as I interview the Minister. So that's really it for now. As you can see, maybe behind me, it's not Galway City for once. So we've taken advantage of the extended travel allowances to travel to the west of Galway. So hopefully, I suppose that's a metaphor to some extent for the both easing of restrictions and hopefully the recovery that will happen in the Irish economy. But I suppose just finally, and one thing I suppose that's worth mentioning is as you put together the final parts of your equity project, you will have noticed that US stock markets in particular are reaching record highs. And obviously that's something that you should be, I suppose, mindful of when you are putting together your final equity project investment case, whether or not, for example, equity markets are likely to continue to reach new highs, and what are the risks emerging in 2021. Okay, so that's it for today. We'll catch up with you all on Wednesday. Thanks.